morning and welcome back to Assay TV here from beautiful and today also sunny Cape Town. Beautiful today. My name is Proske and I'm your guest host today. We're starting off with Tara Christie today. She's President, CEO and Director of Banyan Gold. So wonderful to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, that was very spontaneous. Hey? So gold exploration draws attention from investors all over, particularly in the regions where environmental standards and community protection is such a big thing, such a significant weight on it. So give us a brief overview, Tara, on the whole situation and what you do to really keep up with those standards.
So yeah, that's something that in North America, so we're located in Canada's Yukon, and of course that's really important for your social license to be able to operate. So, you know, at Banyan, we make sure that we communicate regularly with the local community so they know what we're doing. We have a very significant percentage of our employees who come from the local community. We preferentially hire and train in the community. We make sure we're doing things right for the environment. You know, we're not only making the standards in our permit, but we're doing even better. We're working hard on all the baseline data that we need too, working with the First Nation in particular on some of the baseline environmental work that we'll need as this project advances. So, you know, it's something we take very, very seriously, and at the stage we're at, it's important that we, you know, really get ahead on that as well.
Yeah. When you talk about regularly trying to bring the information towards the communities, how regularly do you do that, and also towards the investors? How do you handle that?
Well, investors probably are less interested in the details. Communities are really interested in the details. So, you know, we try to go and talk to them at the planning phase of it before something starts. And then when you're doing a project like our heritage study, we'll always make sure we actually hire somebody from the community that comes and helps with it. And then of course, as the project goes along, you communicate, and then once you get a report, you can communicate the results. So it's not a just, we're gonna do this, see you later. It's, you know, here's what we're planning to do. What do you think? What input would you like to have? Here's what we're doing. Do you want to be part of it? And then here's what the results are and what we're going to do next. So that's an ongoing conversation, and it's on lots of things, you know, from wildlife to water to flora and fauna. You know, that's a lot of conversations that you have to have, because that's what's important to communities and First Nations. Yeah.
Can you maybe give us one example on what are you either already doing or planning to do when talking about wildlife or flora and fauna?
So late winter moose survey, you know, you have to do that obviously in the late winter, but you know, we've already been talking to them about it. We had to apply for the permit for it, and then that's ongoing. You know, we've been doing collection of native seeds and species for a couple of years now. So working with the local company that has a partnership with the First Nation Development Corp. You know, groundwater sampling. We've been doing that for since 2021 pretty extensively, monthly. So, you know, that's something that you really have to do to really understand that chemistry, and you know, it's ongoing, and there's always one more thing that you're adding, like our heritage studies, that when you do the overview assessments, that's really important before you then do the actual in the field studies. So. Yeah, all of that work's underway. It's a tremendous amount of work. It's not just one single thing.
Yeah, it sounds like it's a lot going on there on site. So when we look a little bit further down into 2026, what can we expect from you, from Banyan Gold? What's happening?
Well, 2025 was pretty transformative, and 2026 I think is equally going to be transformative. So it's February now. We are just opening our camp. We are going to have 4 drills turning in March. We have a very long exploration season where we are. So, you know, we go through November and even December. So we're going to get over 40,000 meters drilled on our AurMac property proper. We're also going to drill probably around 5,000 meters on our Nitra property at least, and maybe a similar amount on our Highland property, which is another gold project. You know, AurMac, we put out that new resource this year, 2.2 million ounces of indicated, 5 million ounces of inferred. We plan for a resource update in second quarter, and then a PEA in the second half. So, you know, we're firing on all cylinders. We're really busy. We've got all of that underway already. Plus, you know, a lot of that PEA work has been ongoing from last year. So it's going to be really exciting to have some maiden economics and actually be able to talk about what, you know, might be, because it's a very large deposit. That's really the next step, is to show people what it might look like to be a mine.
Interesting. Sounds like a lot is going to happen in 2026.
It is. We've got our crews hired. Yeah, it's actually starting to be fun because we're so well financed. You know, we did a financing in October with Apaton.
Yeah.
That's given us, you know, almost $40 million to start the year. That meant we could really plan. I think our targeting and planning for this year are better than ever. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm always excited in the spring.
Yeah, I
these
can
conferences
only
get you talking to people about it, and you know what the potential is, and
what the potential is and what you're actually planning to happen.
Well, in our results, we just put out a news release this week showing that this mineralization goes to depth and actually has some higher grade and maybe is vectoring towards the potential magmatic source or intrusive source. Meanwhile, you know, our model's proving out. We've been showing the power line, these higher grade zones are consistent. Airstrip, you know, we've also got some higher grade in that deposit. So it's nice when you say what you're going to do and you say this is what we think, and we think there's high grade here, and then you prove it with drill results. So yeah, that's really satisfying.
Amazing, Tara. So if people would want to find you, where do they find you?
Well, I'm at a few conferences. We've got this one, the BMO and the PDAC, but they can always reach out to me at my direct email address, tchristie@banyangold.com. I'm happy to talk to investors and shareholders, and I do lots of interviews and things as well. We try to make sure that our shareholders get lots of information.
Amazing. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
This was Tara Christie from Banyan Gold. Thank you so much for listening. I'm Proske, and I'm with Assay TV today.